What's up, Ravens Football Junkie fans? It's your boy, Matt Bradby, and my co-host, the one and only.
Dice rolling, and y'all know it.
All right. It's been a great week in Ravens football. I know we was just talking about some things from last week, but this week, man, we got some great news. And, number one, our head coach, he got to step in front of the media and actually got to talk to us a little bit, and then was a pretty good interview. What you think about that press conference, Dice?
I think it went very well. I think, we bring in a coach that's going to be, he's young, he's hungry. I think he's ready to get to work. He speaks so much highly of the Ravens. He was here. We love him here when he was here. And, moving forward, I think he'd be great.
Man, listen. I just like it because it's like we brought back home one of our coaches. He came here, he played here through Lamar's MVP season. He was on a staff that saw the Ravens get better. I'll call it they'll never reach. It feels like, because we were the Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed era, that we have not seen a defense close to that. But I believe that Jesse Minter coming in, knowing what it's like to play like a Ravens, I think we can return to that grandeur again. We may not have Ray in them, but you really don't need to be Ray in them to put a strong defensive presence like the Texans. They don't. Their players are not like you're hearing them breaking sack records and stuff, but they're playing so cohesive that it's scary to be out there with them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think so too. And what we going on for, like you just mentioned, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, them guys was hard-nosed football, hard ball.
You can't play that no more, though. You can't play that kind of football. You'll be 15-yard penalties every time. Dice, It was funny because I was looking at YouTube the other night, and it was looking at their hardest hits from the Ravens, right? And it was just showing that if you ever want to see hard-hitting football, go to YouTube and watch the Ravens versus the Raiders, that AFC Championship game. That's when we injured Gannon. It was so many penalties, and now I'm an older guy when I look at it. Man, the Ravens was playing some dirty bird football, boy. It was some hits. Ray Lewis got penalized like twice, 15 yards for unnecessary roughness.
That's what you get. That's what you get when you playing the Ravens. Hard-nosed smack football. That's what we do. That's Baltimore Ravens football for you,
Man, Wheatley suffered. Man, Tim Brown suffered. Man, those guys was getting, man. I was looking at the game, it was like they was hitting hard. That's when we had them the big shoulder pads that made you like Frankenstein Jr. They was up there, man. Ravens football, I mean, because if we played that football, they'd probably call us the Baltimore bad boys. It'd be just like bullies because that's what they did out there. And, you said something the other week, and I'm sorry just to get off the topic, but I want to hit this because I think the fans want to hear this too. You were talking about how Trent Dilfer took us to a Super Bowl win, but in that game he threw 2 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sitting there like, okay, so I was mad at Ozzie and them, but I understand the methodology because he was a backup quarterback. He came in. Yes, he did take us to the Super Bowl. But realistically, do you give him a big contract and he played sloppy ball? The best game of his career as a Raven was that Super Bowl game.
That was it.
But the rest of them, man, it was Stover's leg and defense.
He did over Stover. That's who we counted on, Matt Stover.
Man, and during that game, that's the first time I really realized that he missed the kick. The first field goal that he hit, he missed. But he came back and kicked the rest of them, and then the Ravens just went on an onslaught of turnovers and stuff, man. And if that's the idea of play like a Raven, Baltimore, y'all are in for a treat. If we get even half that back, we'll be, man.
Yeah, we're going to be terrible.
Man, and then in the interview, man, I mean, I was listening to what he was saying. And then I was listening to a couple of other broadcasts where they were talking about when the Ravens brought him in, that he had the Zoom interview and how there was Kyle Hamilton, Roquan, and Lamar was among a group of players that was in on it. And they were asking him questions and everything. But the keynote thing was, You know, a lot of people be picking on Lamar. Real talk. They be picking on Lamar. But, you know, what I like about Lamar, Lamar is 100% him. He gonna be him. You know, he ain't trying to do nothing to impress nobody. He ain't no prima donna. He gonna be him. And there was a statement made on that by Drew Foster, who used to be with NST. And he said that one thing is people are trying to make Lamar to be a villain, when in fact he's just being him. And this reminds me of something, man. People will always try to play you out of character for them to get their way. They're looking to villainize Lamar. And there was a statement he made, Dice, that I want you to talk about, because I know you've been around Lamar, and I know. But he said this to Bisciotti. Bisciotti, during his interview, told us that Lamar, get on the plane, come up here, be part of the thing. Lamar made a statement to Bisciotti, according to Drew Forster and EDC. He says, hire who you want. He said, hire who you want. We
That's
gonna
what he
play
said.
Ravens football.
That's
You
it.
know, he not pressed with the coach. He gonna get out here. You gonna get out of Lamar what Lamar's gonna give you.
That's it.
You
Yeah, and I
know,
want to emphasize back on that. Like you're saying, Lamar is Lamar. You can't change him. You gotta let Lamar be Lamar. On that note, Lamar, when he was born here, he was born here to do what he wanted to do, as far as throwing
right?
the football, running the football. They had all this stuff out there. Lamar, he's not a quarterback. He's the running back. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. But what is he doing? He breaking records. He breaking
Yes.
records. You know,
Yep.
so the media, the people, they just need to leave Lamar alone, because he may not have a Super Bowl now, but Super Bowls are all gonna come. But he just got to be patient. And like I said before to you, Matt, you know what I'm saying? It don't only take but one. He don't need that many. He don't need that many. He only need but one.
I'm gonna
You
tell
know
you
what I'm
right
saying?
now, bro.
And
They remember what they said about Jesse Minter, Dice. They said they brought him in here for one purpose and one purpose only:
that's
to
it.
get the team to the Super Bowl.
That's it.
You
And
know,
however that may be, oh, look, you know what I'm saying? We still
I
got
think we
players
three
that's
players
hungry.
away. I think we
Yeah.
three players away from a Super Bowl, and we'll talk about that later on. But I don't think we need a lot. We have the core pieces we need to have a strong Super Bowl run, because even in our worst season, which was last season or this past season, we looked like, you know, any given minute they kicked into overdrive or had that run like the Ravens did the last time they went to the Super Bowl. You know, any given Sunday, because they had the pieces. It's just that if the offensive line clicked,
Right.
the defense could get an additional 4 or 5 more stops, the Ravens in the playoffs. And they can continue
And
that formula. They can continue that formula. They could win the
Mhm.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Ain't
and
nobody
if
in
we
that
can,
Super Bowl scare me.
no, and if we can stay healthy, let's speak about
Right.
that, because we stay healthy, man. That's scary for some teams, because
Oh yeah.
for this season that just passed, 2025 season, we could never had nobody's healthy, and then when we did have somebody healthy, we went 1-6. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then turned that around, and look what we ended up being. Trying to make the playoffs. So we have a healthy squad. We in there, man. We in there.
Most definitely, most definitely. So with the hire Mike Jesse Mentor, and the interview was like yesterday, and outside of that, the day breaking news I saw when you sent it to me, I was in a meeting that they hired the new offensive coordinator from the Chicago Bears, Declan Doyle, 29 years old. That dude is the youngest, and under most people's watchful eye, it looks like he was the play caller for the Bears. But the truth came out that he didn't call any plays
No,
for the Bears. You
no.
know, pretty much the head coach or obviously they called the plays. He was just OC, I guess, for on paper.
Right,
You know, but they
right.
said he's a bright young mind, and a mentor respects his mind, and that they're gonna build an efficient. They ain't just do what most people say. We're gonna build the offense around Lamar. He said we're gonna build an efficient, productive offense.
That's right.
An
That's what he said.
efficient, productive. I think that's one of the problems that we've had here, Dice, under Moncton. Loved him, good coach. But I think we spend so much time trying to build a offense around Lamar and allowing the offense to be efficient, which means
Right.
when Lamar steps on the field, he know that the team is going to do what they're going to do. His receivers are going to be where they want to be. Offense line going to give him some time. So offense, having a efficient, which means your offensive line gonna give you that 5 to 7 second window to get the ball out your hand or make a play. An efficient offense is going to give him a plethora of targets. If you look at like C.J. Stroud, it's a lot of young wide receivers down there. He is a
Mm-hmm.
beast of a running back, and he just spread the wealth. And I
Yep,
think that's where we go wrong. I mean, I love the Zay Flowers Lamar connection, but I would love to see the Tez Walker Lamar. I
that's
would
the
love to
probably.
see a
Ooh,
likely
yes,
Lamar. I would
yeah,
love to see more, Bateman, but and then we gotta talk about that. I want to jump up. We're gonna jump on that. Um, it's like every year we come up with this Rashad Bateman rant on social media, like he don't get enough attention. And I ain't trying to
right,
be disrespectful, but bro, we grown men's here. If you got a problem, I was always raised that if you got a problem, won't you step to the problem? Don't go in front of a bunch of people in grandstand. And when things
exactly.
don't go his way, I mean, he got paid a pretty decent salary to do pretty much nothing last week. Yeah. Now, no
Yeah,
injuries and stuff, Dice, but still, man.
yeah, but sometimes you gotta let your skill do the talking for you. You can't be
Right,
out here like you just said. You can't be out here ratting and talking about this and that. Close your mouth, play the game, and play football. That's all you gotta do, and get paid. That's it.
the
At the end
one
of the day,
receiver, the one receiver that should have been mad should have been Hop. D Hop, man, when he got in the game and he got opportunities, he made them.
yeah. And that's why I think we should bring him back because D Hop,
Man,
man, he
I
he
would
he
love it.
catches that ball, but you know what I'm saying they overlooking him, and that's what I don't get about the Ravens. We have good players here, use them. We don't
Right,
use them. We don't use them, and then when we don't use them, they go elsewhere. Sometimes they shine, sometimes they don't. But
right,
use what we have and get a chemistry on them, and then what I'm saying they can develop more. But by you
right,
not using them, they sitting down or whatever, what can they do? Nothing. We
right.
can't do nothing if you don't use them.
I think we
So,
should game plan. We should game plan with other players in mind, not just Zay. Bring in Mark. Bring in Likely if he signs back with the team. Include Bateman. Include Tez Walker. You have to gather, and we can still be that run first offense. But when they put that box together, to use other players.
yeah.
And it's set up. I think we should set up a few plays just for that player
Mm-hmm.
with some options. 'Cause if like for instance, if D Hop is doubled, you go to Mark. If Mark has got that the heat on him, go to Likely. Because like I told you, like we talked about before, I believe I wasn't doing negotiations that the Ravens offered the agent of Likely a contract, which was going to be team friendly, I guess. But the money he wanted, he rejected it, and they probably took that another offer to Mark, and Mark
Mm-hmm.
Andrews really desires to retire Raven. So he
Right.
took a team friendly. It's really a 2 year. As they say, it's 3 year on paper, but it's really a 2 year deal. And our goal was to really bring, it was to bring Likely and make him the number one. And if you kept Mark, he'll be he'd be passing the torch over. But you
Well,
can never
see,
have too many good tight ends. I
yeah,
mean, New England
yeah,
did with Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. They was
man, that's right.
murderers.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. We don't want to say murderers because Aaron did get locked up for murder. But when they was on the field, that was two alpha tight ends that you had to watch every game
Every
outside of their
game.
wide receiving core.
Yes. Yeah, and they was the heart and soul of the team because
Right.
two tight ends. That's just it, man. We always draft good tight ends, and can't nobody stop that. We always have the good tight ends here, And people always saying, "Well, how they do it? How they do it?" If you draft well and do well, you'll be okay. But this past season, man, I think we should have used our tight ends more than we did. Go to that double set tight end set and run the ball with Derrick Henry a lot, which we slacked on a little bit, but.
He still
It's
came
some
at number
fixing.
two. He still finished second in the league in rushing,
Yeah,
even with some bad games.
yeah. How about that? Even with an offensive line that's not even really about that. So, for
Man,
the yards that he got this year, yeah, all hats goes off to Derrick Henry. But Like I said, man,
Definitely.
we just talked about this. We talked about that offensive line. We talked about, what we need and, what the fans think about what we should have here as a whole. We need some pass rushers,
Oh
We
yeah.
need this
I'm
draft,
glad you
man.
said that. I'm glad you said that, Dice. And I know it's gonna be one of those statements I make that's gonna make people get upset with me, but I'm gonna say this. How did Adafe Owe leave this team,
Mm-hmm.
went to the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
where who was the defensive coordinator there?
What's his name is? What is their name? I can't think
You
of his
don't know
name
who
off
the
the top.
defensive coordinator was?
I can't think of
One
his name off
hit.
the top, but
One
he
hit.
he was something. Yeah, he was something special though. I tell you that.
You know who the Chargers defensive coordinator was? Jesse Minter.
Mentor. Yes, that's who
So
that
he
was.
leaves the Ravens underachieving, goes over there where our new head coach was coaching,
Mm-hmm.
finished the season with 7 sacks, 3 in the playoffs. So is it player or is it player development?
Yeah, that's the question. You got a good question there. But did you
Is it
hear the latest?
player
Mm-hmm.
or is it player development? Because I'm going to tell you this. Bringing in, and we're going to talk about this, Mike Mickens,
Okay.
D-backs coach, is going to unlock
Go.
Malachi Starks,
Ooh-wee. I love it.
unlock Nate
Yes.
Wiggins,
Mm-hmm.
unlock either we're going to have Gilman or Darius Washington or both. I'm seeing him unlocking TJ Tampa
Yeah.
because the D-backs have underachieved.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy Humphreys, love him to death,
Mm-hmm.
love his podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but it's time for you to do what Ramsey did with the Steelers and become a safety.
He
You
has
still
to.
hit hard,
He still
you
has
still can play that ball, but
to. Mm-hmm.
because of the speed of the game and because Humphreys finished, he was the number 3 giving the most yards, in the pass game.
Yeah.
So it comes a time, your boy Rod Woodson was a shutdown corner with Pittsburgh, came over here and assumed the safety role and was a
And what did
monster.
he do? Yes. 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 Ron
Sometimes going
Wilson
to
was
that
like,
safety role ain't a bad thing because the ball don't get behind you, it
no.
stays in front of you and you can make a play.
Right. That's why, when we talked about, Humphreys, I was just like, I will keep him, but put him at safety. That's where he still can be a
Oh, he's gonna
effective
renegotiate that
player.
contract though too.
Yeah,
Because
man.
I'm
Oh,
not
and
paying that man no
that's the
20
first
something
thing.
million.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the first thing. Yeah, you got to negotiate that first. But again, like I say, we got to go sign Lamar first, and so that can
Mm-hmm.
open up some space to get these players back here. But for us Humphreys, like I say, switch him out, let him play safety, let him learn it,
Right.
and just so because he been getting smashed with these receivers, man. I hate to say that because
Man.
I love him, but
Man.
he can't cover these other wide receivers. He
Metcalf
can't.
ate on him.
Yeah,
Metcalf had a good time on him.
yeah,
And
you know.
whenever we played the Bengals,
Mm.
man, Jamar Chase,
Chase. Mm-hmm.
he done had more receiving yards against this team in one season than we gave up 3 seasons. The man did almost 200
And,
yards.
and the thing about it, he makes good plays when he does. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he,
Right,
hit the ball out, hit the ball out the receiver's hands.
right.
Getting there, interceptions and stuff. Marlon Humphreys is, he's a gamer.
He
You know
got
what I'm
3
saying?
years in him. He still got
Yeah,
3 more years in him.
yeah. He got good
But
three, a
it's
good
time for
three.
him to have those. If he still think he's a cornerback, I think he's gonna end up with Harbaugh because they're not gonna pay all that money for performance like that, man.
No.
Plus, they need the cap room, bro. They
Yeah.
need the cap room. Let's get on over to some good news. Justin Matter BK injury update. He did something out there and say he's doing well, so we may have, Matter BK back, next season, and that's going
That's
to
the
change the
Warriors,
defensive. That's going to change the defensive look.
man. That's going to be our biggest run stopper right there. We need him back. We get him
And
back.
then that pressure. It's the pressure
Yes.
up the middle that he causes that creates sacks too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people
Mm-hmm.
talking about well, Matabike signed that big contract and he ain't done nothing. No, the problem is once teams identify that alpha dude, guess what they do? They double and triple team you if they can, so he's not getting as many impact plays, but that's where the dirty. You in those trenches, man. And in those trenches, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but he still brings that pressure to make defenses understand you got to watch out for him, which can allow a Mike Green. Yeah, and if we could bring back what's that boy name? Draymond Jones.
I knew
If we can bring him back, bro, if we can bring him back, which I think he's a Raven. He is a Raven. He plays like a Raven. He got the attitude like a Raven. You see when he go over there and punk them dudes, he walked on their whole sideline and just was mugging dudes like, yo, when he chased the quarterback out, somebody had a lot of, well, I forgot what game it was. Some guy jumped in his face and he stood over there, he had the whole team, like he just called them all out.
Yeah,
he
like,
did. Whatever.
Right. And didn't matter who stepped to him because that right there showed me like, okay, he came over here. He wasn't about no play. He's ready to play the game, and he ain't getting in nobody's way and don't get in his because he's coming to play football. Draymond is one hell of a player, man. He's one hell of a player.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I think we need to get him back and sign him. And
I would like to give him I easily give him a 3-year deal, 4-year deal. You can void some years out, and if he starts going down here, I give him a 3-year deal, and it's like boom, okay, Draymond, you got a new defense, new coordinators, new coaches. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, and him and Roquan, man, him and Roquan right there. That's
people keep saying Roquan. They keep saying talk about Roquan's Mr. Seth. He's gotten older, but I believe he's been playing out of position. Everybody looked bad on that defense under the last regime. And I love Orr. Orr. Love him as a player, love him as a person. But if he was working for me in a car wash and he was missing washing one side of the car, gotta go.
Gotta go.
And that defense is, 2 years. 2 years that defense has underachieved.
Yeah. It's all about detail, man. It's all about detail.
Definitely.
You ain't coming in here producing. You gotta go.
Now the Ravens in the 2025 dice, our record was 8-9. We finished second in the AFC North, and that's not a good record to finish second. That means our whole division sucked.
Yeah, it did. I
mean, come on, 8-9. The last time I remember us being 8-9, and we had a quarterback. We were like Kyle Bowler, Vinny Testaverde. But not under this regime, under Lamar Jackson. I know injuries played a big deal, but we were a better team than 8-9. We were predicted to go to the Super Bowl, and we was one play or two away. We got the Mike Green, we got the D-Hop, but what we didn't get is the coaching we needed to get those guys there. Whether offense and defense and special teams. This has been the worst special team unit we've seen here in Baltimore in a while.
So coming back from a 1-6, to making the playoffs, man, about to make the playoffs, that's people was getting scary. They was getting worried. They was like, oh wow, that last kick, it had everybody puzzled. Like, he missed the kick because they knew we got inside the playoffs. It was gonna be hands down. Everybody was gonna be like, wow, I don't want to play the Ravens. What? Ravens made it to the playoffs. What?
Well, every quarterback. Well, they were saying that quarterbacks didn't care about the Ravens because they was giving up the most yards. We had the worst. We had the number 30 pass defense in the league. So I don't, that vaunted Raven defense. I don't think nobody was worried about it because your quarterbacks can get on there. They look good. Look at your boy C.J. Stroud. That was his best game in his life. Everybody came in here and looked good.
That defense looked good. That defense looked great.
The Ravens need to send Michael, or what's his name, or needs to send Zach, or needs to send a bill to the Green Bay Packers because they owe him money. Because Malik just got a starting role on somebody's team this year, and I'm gonna say. Malik, if the Steelers are looking for a QB, He's a free agent. I would
Mm-hmm.
get him because now and it's not a Steelers game, and we're not Steelers fans, but we football fans and we
Right.
coaches too. So we know if the Steelers get a Malik, if the Browns get a Malik, but the Browns have 15 quarterbacks and one receiver, so it don't matter. Did you? But
I hate to say it,
but
they can get all the quarterbacks and receivers they want.
Did you see what happened today? Did you see
that?
when they introduced Moncton and he waited for Shador to come in there?
Shador to come in, yeah.
Yeah, and he dapped him up and said, "Man, I wanted you. I was going to draft you."
Yeah, I seen that.
Now, you know what's going to be awkward though? Okay, with the number 6 overall draft pick,
and
you're the Cleveland Browns, and knowing the Cleveland Browns habits, do you draft a pass rusher? A impact wide receiver or offensive player, or do you do what the Cleveland Browns always do, draft another quarterback? That's the question. I would say keep Shador, develop Shador, and build pieces around them, because no matter what quarterback you got, you're going to still need receivers. You're going to need old linemen.
To me right now, Shador is the best thing right now to have them. All he needs is pieces around him. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. You know what I'm saying? We got Lamar.
Jared Judy. If they had Judy and another receiver, they dangerous. Because Fanning was his rookie year, I believe, and dude went out there and balled out. I forgot about David Njoku was on the team. David Njoku was injured, and Fanning was catching all those late balls. You see what I'm saying? You know, and they have running back. Come on, bro. Come on, running back.
Yeah.
You know, that boy was running. Yeah, he was running until he got injured.
He was.
But one thing about Moncton, he will run that rock. I don't know, unless your name is Derrick Henry.
Unless your name is Derrick Henry, right? Exactly, because he sure enough said Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry must have slept with his wife or something, because I don't know. Because he was the hot hand. Come on, Dice. Ain't nowhere in the world you don't take no Henry out no game.
No, that's the heart of our team. We runs the ball.
He must have been looking in the stands, and his daughter was in the stands somehow. She had a Derrick Henry shirt on. He said, Right. I mean, first half, the guy runs over 100 yards. Second half, he sits the whole third quarter, sits the whole fourth quarter. And now he's sitting over in the Cleveland Browns. Because I think, the owner saw that too. And that cost them 6 games. 6 games I counted this season. If we had kept running the ball, kept doing it, we could have won it. And then that means that 8 and 9 could have very well been a 10 and 5. Tell me, 10 and 7.
Guess what? These new coaches, they young. Like I say, they hungry. And I guarantee you, Henry gonna get that ball more touches this year. Lamar gonna be better do his thing, because they're gonna go in this draft and get these offensive linemen that we need and these other players that we need, and we're gonna be destructive, man. We're gonna be back to the old Ravens like we used to be. You mark my words.
They said we missed the playoffs, and Mentor said this is not a season to rebuild; it's a season to retool. He said,
what you think he said by that? What do you mean by that?
I know what he mean. He was like, "Look, you don't have to tear a team down and do what the Miami Dolphins did. With the who else does that? Miami Dolphins did it. A couple of teams did it. Just sent all their players off, got as much draft capital because they're going to rebuild. This is the season to look at the team. If you're not making it on the offensive line, let them go. Replace them.
There you go.
Draft. To put your draft, the people that you draft last year have to now put up or shut up. It's your second year.
That's it.
No, but it's going to be kind of hard. I mean, let me rephrase that, because you're under new schemes, new coaches, so there is a learning curve, but not too steep that you can't come on. Because if you play football, you play football.
Let me stop you there. Like I said, you mentioned the keyword new coaches. These coaches are coming in, like I said, they're young and they're hungry. Time ain't waiting no more. Right now, it's win time.
Right.
They're not coming in here to say, okay, let's pick 1 year or 2 years, just go to the playoffs. We winning now. We want to come in here and win now. So these, like I say, when Mentor said in his press conference, he was serious about that. They would ask him about 1 or 2 years of going to the Super Bowl. He said, 2 years? What? I want to go to the Super Bowl now. You know what I'm saying? So he's on the objective, like you saying, if it's not working out with them, They got to go. We ain't taking no half this, or you ain't doing your job. If you ain't doing your job, you gotta go. Point blank. Point blank.
Right.
We not settling for less.
Right.
They gotta do this because now that he's coming in and got this 5-year contract, and he wants to shine. He wants to look
Oh,
good.
he got to.
Because if he don't, he's gonna be gone. And I hate to say it, EDC might be gone because he on the hot seat this year if nothing work out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you remember, no, I can't say that because here's the deal. It was the owner's move. It wasn't him. So the owner stepped up and said, I'll take care of that. See, EDC, in the past said, I talked with the head coach. He didn't throw him underneath the bus, but I could read it. Ask him what he needed.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a Zay Flowers. He got a Zay Flowers. He wanted a Kyle Hamilton. We got them a Kyle Hamilton. So when the player came forward, we got them players. Now, once I tool you, give you all the tools, it's up to you to build the house.
There you go.
And then the Ravens is a victim of success because after a season, everybody picks our team apart and our staff apart. It's just caught up with us this time because they took our whole Weaver, our D coach, a D-backs coach, special team. Everybody left to go to other teams, and now you left with, okay, do we look for a D coordinator or do we reward the linebacker coach we got here? And they just said, okay, we're gonna reward the linebacker coach. We put a lot of new pieces in place, and they didn't improve the defense. They got worse.
Yeah.
They got worse. And I'm like, wow, how did we get so bad? But now the whole thing is new blood, new defensive coach, same old Raven philosophy. You wasn't hearing this come from the players before, but this is the mantra of the new team going forward. Play like a Raven. And then so he did mention some things that I like. The core foundations need to still be intact for the Ravens. He said we need to be a defense first organization.
I agree.
Defense. Lamar's going to take care of his side of the ball. But if our focus is on defense first, he said, secondly, we need to go back. And he didn't say we need to go back. I'm going to rephrase that. We are a physical brand of football. He already said it. We are physical. When you finish playing the Ravens and you got a Thursday night game, half your players going to be in the ice bath if you play the Ravens.
Yes. All of them, if not all of them, because we play hard-nosed football, and when you come to play the Ravens, you better bring everything with you, your ice pack, your heat pad, all that, because you may come out there sore ribs, sore thighs, sore arms. Man, we play football here.
You see how Derek be doing them, man. Derek we played that Green Bay game, bro. They were their cart might as well just stayed on the field. They should have been parked on the offensive side. And as soon as the play over, they were picking. They had 7 bodies out there.
Man,
the first half.
Getting injured quick. And see, that's Derrick Henry's style of football. These cold months, man, it's hard to stop him. That's why I didn't get why they was not running him, because you can't tackle Derrick Henry. You cannot tackle. In this cold weather, who want to go up against and tackle him? I sure don't. I sure wouldn't even try. I maybe try to clip him, but you know what I'm saying? But, even with that, you got to watch that because they going to call a flag on that. No tripping from him.
Right.
But you're not going to go up head toe-to-toe with no Derrick Henry, especially when he's making you look crazy out here. He, you know what I'm saying? He pushing you off of him, so nah,
But
man.
then you got to hear this, that Mentor also said he's a fan of player development over splash moves. Instead of you going out there playing top dollar for another guy on another team, he'd rather develop the players we got. He believes that we got what we need. Now, remember, he was here for a couple of years, so he knows Kyle Hamilton. He knows Roquan. He knows Matabike. He knows Broderick Washington. He knows Kyle Van Noy. So he knows these players. So right now his focus is on player development,
right,
over splash moves. And I'm with that because how many times we go out there, like we got Earl Thomas. Remember we got him? Waste the money.
Oh wow.
Then we went and got Eddie Jackson, and we went out and got, who else did we get? We got a couple, and your boy, I would have forgot his name, signed a big contract from the Saints. safety. Williams.
Jefferson. Was it Jefferson?
No, Williams.
Not Williams. Yeah.
Williams. Yeah, he came here. He ate good. He was over there. I saw him over Moe's. He was over there at Papa's. He got kind of fat off them crackers. He definitely didn't earn that money.
Man.
But also, can I say this though too? But he still had that same problem. The same problem during his season was a problem with this, the communication in the backfield. And if it become one game, that's one game. But by the time you get to your 7th, 8th, and 9th game, you guys have to have some camaraderie. And it still was the same issue. So as much as we want to get rid of the players, you gotta look at coaching too.
Yeah, exactly. And like it starts with the coaching though. See, my thing is when you lining up players and you have to. This is my thing. It starts with the coaches. If coaches not in the right play of coaching, then they shouldn't be out there. The head coach should be able to take if an offensive coordinator call a play wrong or he keep messing up or whatever, head coach supposed to take over and say, listen, I got this. Because
you got a coach that can do that now.
Yeah,
you got a coach that can do that now.
And he's going to do it. And he's going to trust him. Believe me, he's going to do it.
Did you hear what he said though? Did you hear what he said? Mentor said he'll be the one calling defense this season.
Yeah. So whoever
he'll
we get as our defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, they'll be here probably just to practice with him and stuff like that, but he won't be calling the plays at all.
Right. I think he's gonna. I think as he feel comfortable with whoever he picks, he'll start giving out more duties to that person. But from the main to jump, it's gonna be Mentor's voice in their ear.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be Mentor's voice in their ear.
And plus, he knows how he by him being here, he knows how our defense operates. He knows what he want to see out there. He knows how to put these players in the development stages of if they're not developed by, I say, at least game 3 or game 4, he's going to be pulling them. I guarantee he's going to be pulling them and putting somebody in there who's going to be playing because he wants to win now. Super Bowl in 2 years.
I think right now, man, and I'm just going to throw this out there. The first 2 picks in the draft, I believe they're going to be defense.
I said the same thing. We talked about
round 1 and round 2 is going to be defense. We'll get maybe a line, a guard or something in the 3rd, 4th, because we got a lot of, because you can get some good players. You don't need the best player. You don't need a Hall of Famer to play guard. You just need a consistent, good player that can hold his own.
Right.
And you got to look at. I don't know if it's this year or next year at pick. We have pick 14. I don't think we're gonna get another pick 14 in a while if this team starts performing. But we got to make an impact play like we did Kyle Hamilton. But we got to look at replacing that left tackle. Ronnie Stanley got roller skates on, man. I love him.
We've been talking about him. I said, listen, man, he been missing the block a whole mile, and I'm like, listen. You pay this man all this money. I can go get somebody off the street, give him a couple of $100,000, be like, listen, all you need to do is block from Lamar. Once they say Lamar name, Lamar, what? 100,000? I'm playing. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stanley, Lele, all of them, they need to go. These coaches.
Lele gone. He could probably be with Harbaugh this year because he's unrestricted, and I don't see nobody restricting his unrestricted. He'll be restricted to go. Yeah. I think when he cleaned his locker up, everybody dapped him up. A couple people unfriend him on IG. He gone. I mean, he's a good dude. And you know what, though? I blame that on coaching because if he's giving you his best and his best is not NFL quality football, then what is the dude still doing out there, Dice? Come on. What is he still doing out there? That's like putting me out there. I'm 54, man. Look, you put me out there, man. Look.
We're not doing it at our age. No can do. No.
But he just can't do it, man. If he can't do it, I salute him, but that's on coaches. And that led to coaches being up out of here. Mentor also said something too, Dice. He said this team is going to be built for December and January football. It's going to be built for that, which is going to be run heavy, smash mouth defense.
Yep.
And that's what you need. Yep. You don't need to be airing the ball out because why? You get a Denver game. You get that Denver versus Patriot game and it snows where you ain't throwing the ball.
You're not throwing the ball. You see how much that snow was, right? And they couldn't hardly see out there. And
then guess what? I said Henry game right there. That's a Henry game right there.
Yeah.
Man, that big back come running. Man,
Yeah, yeah. Henry would have had a field day with that game.
Man, he would have had all them injuries. So even if the team did win, they ain't got nobody to play in the playoffs.
Not at all. Not at all. But see where the Patriots went wrong when they had them white jerseys on, man. They look like the snow out there itself.
Like ghosts. I was like, it was messing up my eyes on the TV.
Yeah,
I thought I had a cataracts or something. I was like,
and I'm surprised that, like you just said, run the ball. That's all you could do, because if you throw that ball and you think you're throwing it as a white, it's being picked. Because them white jerseys, that snow. Yeah, man. I'm
tell you something right now, and we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl in another episode. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Drake, he better come ready to play, because this is the Super Bowl, and I'm telling you, McDonald and them Seahawks are hunting. Listen, I watched them boys at the Rams. Them boys gonna come hunting.
Yeah, I think Seattle got this game. I'm just thinking about it because that defense, is good. But they just came together, like, and McDonald up there just exploding on these teams, man. You just let it all out. That's what the Ravens did wrong when we let them go. I'm like, come on now.
Well, they didn't let them go, because remember, it was unless you was gonna let your head coach go at that time 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a choice. I mean, he came in, he did it. The Seahawks was gonna get that boy. It was if it wasn't the Seahawks, somebody was gonna give him a head coaching job.
Yeah,
it was just time.
And what he's doing in Seattle right now, man, it's unbelievable. They might sign him another 4 or 5 years because
year 2.
Yeah, that's crazy. What he doing with them?
Pete Carroll go. He takes the core team that Pete Carroll have and take them to the Super Bowl, not the playoffs, Super Bowl.
And win it.
And he got rid of Metcalf, his number one receiver. Mm-hmm. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba goes completely ham. You signed Cooper Kupp mid-season.
What? Kupp be showing.
And then Kenny Walker. Man, look, I gotta look. Kenny Walker, I call that Negro the Matrix.
Oh,
that dude was
ever unstoppable. That
little dude, man, he just stopped and the dude just fell to the side. I was like, oh my gosh,
man!
I told your boy, I said, if our boy, Lord have mercy, my mind's gone. Our running back, not Henry, no, your boy,
Hill.
No,
you got Henry, you got Hill, Mitchell.
If Mitchell spends some time with Kenny Walker, that's gonna be there. He gonna be.
Man, you talking about lights out?
Man, it was a 3-yard play on the 4-yard line. Dude got out to the 27-yard line. All him, all yak, all yak. Straight no chaser. Yeah, I was enjoying that, bro.
Man, who you telling? Oh, wow.
Okay, here's another question that came up.
Okay.
They said, did the Ravens reset the culture or sharpen it? Explain. I'll give my feedback. That was a question. Did the Ravens reset the culture or sharpen it?
I want to say it was never I want to say reset. I think it was already, because it's already there to. That's a question that made you go, man, because listen to me now, because you got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? You say reset or culture.
Or sharpen. Did he reset it? I think, bro, I personally believe it's a reset, because we have not been playing like a Raven. You don't see 5 and 6 Ravens on a tackle. You don't see that offensive line grind, that mean, nasty line, like when you had Marshall Yonder and everybody there. You don't see that. This team has been patty cake. It's not a mean team. Now, the Ravens' culture was hit them in the mouth. And this team has been playing. They don't even, bro, I'm going to tell you why it's a reset. They don't even tackle. And when have you seen the Ravens not tackle?
Yeah, well, with that, Matt, I got to agree. Because
it's not a sharpen. It may be sharpening a few players, but it's a reset the culture. Go back to basics.
Yeah. Oh, and that note, I must agree, because they've been doing some sloppy playing ball. That's not Ravens football. That's not Ravens football.
How many missed tackles can you count in the game? You can count on one hand with the old Ravens 10, even 5 years ago.
And
This
these are
past team,
professional football players. You know what I'm saying? It's not no scrubs out there. They getting paid money. You hear me?
they were
Money.
playing patty cake, missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. He had a little glitch, but
Difficulties, y'all. Technical
easy,
difficulty. Yeah, man.
easy tackles, bro. And I'm talking about Gilman. He missed a
Mm-hmm.
lot of tackles. As good as he was coming over to help us, he was a liability. But
Yeah.
Darius Washington, I want to see him back. And I
I love
also
it.
I want to see him back. I want to see TJ Tampa play a lot more. I don't believe we've seen. He's a big, lanky cornerback. And if we let Brandon Stevens play, bro, why is he not playing?
Yeah.
Now Chadaway
Yeah.
Awuzie played his head off, so it was kind of hard to get him on there. He played when Chadaway Awuzie was injured.
Yeah,
But
that's when they got the start. Yeah, when he got injured, that's when he came up to play. Right.
right. But I think they needed. He got him for I think another year. So they needed. I think he's a lock and loaded. But I like TJ Tampa.
Yeah, that boy can play, man. But you got.
I
But
was
see, the
mad we
thing
let
is,
go
man, you have to.
Sanusi Kane.
Yeah, but you
Sanusi
got to play these
Kane.
boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Sanusi Kane was cut because he never got no game time.
It's none whatsoever. None
So
whatsoever. And
so you gonna say Bilal Cone? I don't know how to pronounce that boy name. It looked like it says
Bilal,
Cone, but Cone.
yeah,
Yeah, Bilal Cone. Yeah,
something,
Kone,
something like that.
like ice
Yeah,
cream Coney. That's my guy. But I liked him,
yeah.
and I like the other guy too, from Rutgers, I believe. Both of them are healthy. Then they back, they ready. So you're gonna see I mean, Bilal could start as CB2.
You see when he came. You see when he came in though, like on preseason and stuff. What he was
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah,
Woo, man, that
yeah,
boy Bilal, woo wee.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's gonna be something to be reckoned with.
yeah.
That's an upcoming
But I'm gonna tell you,
kid right
bro.
there that wants to
Listen,
that's
I was
hungry.
doing some research. In the third round, they're gonna be about 7 to 8 corners that should have went second and first.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
seen some kids, boy. Ole Miss. You gonna have a couple players. Alabama to probably go
Alabama,
first and second.
Miami,
Georgia.
Georgia.
Don't forget the SEC. You had a lot of kids that played some shutdown corner. So you gonna be able to
Mm-hmm.
get you a good corner to replace Humphrey. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
you gotta admit it. Just getting Wiggins is not enough. You gotta draft another one. You still got Bilal. You still got the other gentleman. You just still got to just keep building the trenches. Just got to keep building it,
That's it.
in later rounds, because who knows? A fifth-round pick can become a Pro Bowler. We've seen it
Yeah.
happen.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, with the Ravens it happened. And we got a lot
Now
of
let's
Pro
get
Bowls
into
in the
this.
late
Let's
round.
get into the latest news. Justin Madubuike 2025 season ended it early due to a neck injury. He recently hinted at positive recovery news. And he definitely is a key defensive cornerstone going forward. Justin Madubuike was one of the NFL's best interior pass rushers. He signed a 4-year, $98 million deal in 2024. And his breakdown was his strengths was interior pressure without blitzing. When he's in the game, you got interior pressure without blitzing, collapses the pocket, and disrupts the run pass simultaneously. He does it at the same time. Why he mattered so much? I heard the coaching staff says he frees the linebackers up. He protects the secondary with his pressure. He allows creative coverages in the back end, and he makes the Ravens defense elite, not just good. What do you say about
Mhm.
that?
I think when he was healthy, he was the best at the game. Better as a Raven. He
Yeah.
did what he needed to do until he got his injury, and that's understandable. You know what I mean? But
Right.
having a Madubuike on your team, he is lights out, and that's a piece that we missed because that middle he was stopping everything. That he was our biggest run stopper right there, and
I agree.
getting to the quarterback, man, boy can play his butt off. You know what I mean? So if he comes back 100%, and he's good and he's healthy, they better watch out because man, they say something about the neck is not good, and
Right.
we don't know his condition right now. We don't know, but what I can say is Madubuike is a good player. He's go out there. He will give you, 9, 10 tackles a game, maybe more if
Right.
if you got like a Roquan with you to help you right there, and that's what we need. So we need that upfront pressure from him.
Yeah.
We need that, we need these DNs, pressure on these quarterbacks. We need pass rushers. With him in that middle, they can't run in that middle. So yeah, I just hope he come back, man. I just
Yeah.
hope and pray he come back. He's healthy. And all I can say is, big as I'm glad he's doing okay, and he gave us on his Instagram page that he, good signs, and he got the prayer hands, and he's doing okay. So big
Gotcha.
ups to him, and we welcome him back when he get back.
So this is the question to the fans out there, and I need you to put it in our comments. Is Matabike the most important non-quarterback on the roster as far as a lineman? I ain't talking about Kyle Hamilton on defense. Is he the most important non-quarterback on the roster, especially as a lineman? Put us in the chat. Put it in the. Tell us why you say yay, why you say no. I think it is, and we had more sacks with him in the game, even if he wasn't getting the sacks. Yes. And if you don't have that pressure, now I think I enjoyed them signing Jones. I enjoyed them bringing back Jenkins, another big, because you don't have Jelly no more. And then if Matabike can come back, that'll be a great rotation. I believe they're gonna bring back Brent Urban. You got Peoples. You got Peoples. He's undersized. I think you need to take him over Dice House and give him some of that pulled pork and stuff to get his weight up. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. Because I went to see y'all don't know. I've been over Dice House. That's my guy. And they had so much food. They had so much food that my son came home and went straight to sleep. He just walked right in his room. He left his cell phone on the dining room table. That's how much food that boy had.
Listen, man. You already know we like two peas in the pot, man.
Listen.
Night and day. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Played the game, we coached the game, we hung out, we done things. So man, much love over here. So yeah.
The funny thing is, I was talking to a couple of my buddies, and they own restaurants, and they said, "Yo, we gotta have you guys come out there and do a live podcast here." I said, "Just say the word. Say the word. A live podcast at a restaurant? You don't know? Yeah, we with that."
Yeah, we about to get this thing rolling.
Yes, sir. All right, now we go get into your favorite section, Dice. Segment 4, we're going to be talking about the coaching staff breakdown. We're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about that. Jesse Mentor, of course, his background, defensive specialist, known for his disguise coverages, his hybrid fronts, and his situational mastery. Now, you know what he's bringing back, something I've been saying we need to bring back a while ago, the 4-3 hybrid.
Man,
the 3-4. When we moved away from that 4-3 and went to a 3-4. Yes, we've been stopping the run, but if you can get that 4-man pressure that can harass the quarterback without sending a blitz, you know how much better that makes us.
A lot better, because I give you the extra linebacker that can see the field and can see what's happening out there. I love that 4-3. I always. Man, when Ray was here, when they was doing that when we ran that 4-3, Sam Adams, Big Goose,
Mike McCullers, Rob Burdett.
What?
Man, come on,
Chris McCullers on one side. Man, we couldn't be stopped. What? Come on,
Dwayne Starks, McAllister. Come on, bro.
Wow. What about
you had Anthony Mitchell in safety?
What's the guy's name? What's his name? Webb was in the back. Was one
that
out
was
safety.
A little bit later. That was a little bit later. Darius came back a little later because I got his jersey hanging up there somewhere.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, who was the safety before him? It was a guy, I can't think of his name.
We had Mitchell. That was before we brought in. Rod Woodson.
Right, it was right, exactly. I can't think of his name right now, but man, we was unstoppable that year. Good.
That was before Ed Reed. Ed Reed.
It was.
You remember when we
came to the game, man?
You remember when we got? I forgot the guy's name. He was a walk-on, became a safety, and wound up going to the Giants.
I know who you talking
about.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah, he was with us.
Man. Yeah.
He went to the Giants. Oh, Demps.
Will Demps.
Will Demps. Walk on. Walk on.
Man, that boy was man.
Which means, Dice, that's why we gotta get back
Got
to
to, man.
Ravens developmental football. You
Mm-hmm.
draft. Look, listen. I'm gonna tell people they made ED, and I'm saying this. I love EDC. I call him out when he's wrong, but they made him look bad. He drafts good players, but if you
Mm-hmm.
don't develop them, they great in college, but you got to make them good for the NFL. We ain't say
Mm-hmm.
great, good. And if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
system to develop them, because we've been hiding behind Lamar ball too long.
Exactly.
We put too much
Exactly.
pressure on Lamar. If Lamar had a Texans defense
Woo!
and
You
turnovers,
Matt,
he come on. I mean, if he had a, and I'm sorry to say, if he had a Cleveland Browns defense,
come on now. Come
you
on
know,
now.
we holler about pass rusher, but it's also scheme and it's also coaching.
That's it. That's it. But it starts with coaching first.
Yes,
But you got to develop, like you're saying. The main key word is develop players. You can have all the best players that come out of college, but then if they not developing the way they need to be, when they get out on that field, these late quarters and late rounds and stuff like that, they're not gonna be the last. They're not gonna be the last. They're gonna
they're
be
not
falling
developed.
off one by
They
one.
don't have the football IQ, and you can't tell me because I've watched people leave the Ravens and go elsewhere and have productive careers. Zadarius Smith,
Why you think that though?
Matt
Again,
Judon,
it
those
starts with the
guys
coaching.
left.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So the question I got for you, Dice, is was it Oway or was it coaching? The same guy, different
To
place.
me, it was coaching. Always had it. It just he ain't have that. But he didn't have that coaching to push him and to show him what he needed to be doing. He already had it in him. You know what I'm saying? He went to the Chargers and you seen it. You seen what he does. You know what I'm saying? He got not zero sacks here, zero tackles. Was it 0 sacks?
Zero.
He,
Zero.
he goes to the Chargers and got what 7?
7. 3 in the
Come on,
playoffs.
come on now. And who he got there with? Minter. I'm
Yep.
glad to have Minter as our coach.
Yes,
Welcome,
sir.
coach. Welcome.
Welcome
Yes.
home. Welcome back home.
Welcome back home.
It was good. Did you see that? I enjoy on YouTube. They were showing when he was at the Owens Mills complex. His kids was playing the indoor. He was throwing the football. They were
Throwing
jumping.
the football.
I love
Yeah.
seeing that, man. That was cool as I don't know what.
He showed
And to
him his
see it.
office, right? As he
Oh
was going
yeah,
down to the office. Yeah. He's
yeah,
like, that used to
buddy.
be my old office, but I had all
Yeah,
this little stuff in it.
yeah.
The kids ran the inside, started throwing the football on the chair, caught a touchdown, man. Them kids happy now. He back, man. I'm trying to tell
Man,
you.
I think. Excuse me. It's a whole new culture shake up, and like I said, another thing I want to talk about was they said with him, he's a situational master, which means he likes to have his hands on doing certain scenarios. If he sees something, he's going to take over right then.
He want to
And
attack it
he
quick.
said he got if he sees something, if the defense is doing something wrong, if there's adjustment, he believes in adjusting as the other team adjusts. Something we talk about. The Ravens will be like ignoring what they see on the field in the past and stuck to the same old, same old. With him, he says, hey, let's look at what's going on. Let's make the changes on the fly. Because the game of football is not checkers, it's chess.
There you go.
You
And that's
know.
all we've been doing out there. It's not playing chess. We play our game, play Ravens football. Get back to the old stuff, the old football, how we used to play. We can't be stopped, man. We cannot be stopped. And
Do you see
with
his
mentality
career?
coming in, his mentality coming in, like I say, he's young, he's hungry. He got that what's the name I'm thinking about? He just wants to win now. He wants to win, and he got under both hardballs. You know, he been in Michigan, got a championship with Michigan. So he been quite a few coaches that that he had to be a mentor himself. So now he got that experience. You know what I'm saying? You better watch out. Then they bringing in this other coach that we just got from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, come on, he's the
Offense.
same age. He's the same age as Lamar, but he's
Right.
hungry. Watch
Right.
watch what we do, man. Watch what we do this coming year. We're gonna
They
be
said,
good.
some of his career highlights. They say he's coached top tier defenses. He had strong results. He was third down defense. He was in the top
Mhm.
3. Red
Yep.
zone defense, top 3. Turnover creation, top 3. Will call defensive plays himself if he feels the need.
Right.
If he's in the
How about
top 3, top 3, top 3, come on, bro. If we were if we were top 5 in third down, top
Mm-hmm.
5 red zone, top 5 turnover. Come on. Turnovers are big. If you get 2 turnovers in a game, that's game right there.
That's game. Exactly.
He
Yep.
said his coaching philosophy, you're going to like this, Dice. He said his coaching philosophy is called controlled violence, discipline over chaos.
I like the sound of
Controlled, yo said controlled
that.
violence.
Mm.
Why he fits Baltimore. He mirrors the classic Ravens DNA. That's what Terrell Suggs said. Defense sets the tone, not offense. He believes that offense complements, not carries a team.
Well said.
He said
I
the
love it.
defense sets the tone. They set the field position and everything else. All right, bro, we're going to do a little break right now. And then when we come back, we're going to break down Declan Doyle, answer a few questions, and we'll be back in a few. All right? All right, we back. Ravens Football Junkies Podcast. It's your boy, Matt Bradby, and my co-host is...
Your boy Dice.
All right. We just went through a whole segment, went through a lot of stuff, but, on to some good news. We do have a brand new offensive coordinator. Today, which is Friday, he when we're recording this right now, it's Friday. Declan Doyle, one of the youngest OCs in the NFL, 29 years old, same age as Lamar. They say he's a rapid riser, known as a film junkie. So we are football junkies. He's a film junkie. He's a detail-driven planner and a modern offensive thinker. That's something good. I mean, sometimes you got to bring in some young minds, Dice, because if what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing the same way each time, looking for a different outcome. And I mean, every year I'm being honest with you, Dice, and it's sad to say as a Ravens fan, I love my Ravens. I'm purple. I bleed black and purple. But reality, though, I got totally used to us losing in the playoffs. It just don't even hurt no more. The first couple of years it hurt. Now it's like, okay, I expect it. Because I didn't see anything changing. Man, you had an argument like, well, Harbaugh be here another 5 years. And then Eric Bisciotti said, psych!
You're out of here. That's what he said. You're out of here.
Yeah, but I just didn't.
No matter what.
I just got tired of hearing, and I love Harbaugh, but I just got tired of hearing the speeches and nothing changed. Every year was heartbreak after heartbreak, choke after choke. It used to be on Lamar with the multiple fumbles and stuff. Then he leads you down the field for field goal range. We miss a kick. It's always a heartbreak. I'm tired of those years.
Or we driving, we in that red zone about to score and turnover. Like, come on, that sucks. When we know we got the game secured,
Facts. So he brings this new offensive mind in, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. I know on the perfect day, everything's going to work out. But again, with Declan Doyle, he's unproven as an OC. Let's be real. He didn't call plays. He was the film prep guy. He was a detail planner. His offensive tendencies is the spread offense. He said the spread concepts is mirrored to power running football. More receivers, put Derek in the back, and just be creative. That's
offensive line.
I think I'm not even worried about the offensive line because a lot of the guys won't be back next year. So that's a good thing.
That's true.
And then you got draft picks where you can improve, where if they decide to go on a run, third, fourth and fourth round, picking up linemen, it can't hurt. Then you got to look at what offensive linemen that are at least middle of the pack that'll be available at the right price, then you good. But I believe the draft is going to be your best way. I believe that we give Voorhees another year, but have him fight for his position. Because, again, we don't know if he's still injured. Was the gameplay because of, other factors that Ron Lee Staley is having a problem? Or it's a lot of factors that I believe giving the man a second chance. He wasn't, they say he performed sometimes worse than Falele. I kind of find it hard to believe.
No, I don't think nobody, to be honest with you, was worse than Falele. I mean,
the last time I seen somebody move like that, they was at a Walker in the shopping center. Because that man,
Man.
he's big. And I don't know whose philosophy was to get the biggest man in the draft that is not mobile. No
And
core.
usually a big guy like that, his size, you're not getting around him. But Falele was just letting people bypass him, missing
They
blocks, missing
pushed him.
tackles,
He was on the
everything.
ground most of the time. Big as he is, he
What?
rolled on the ground.
Man.
Yeah, so he's his offensive calls. He's heavy on play action.
Mm-hmm.
He's heavy on motion, and they say he's a wizard at RPOs. You know, he designs his game around quarterback movement. He attacks linebackers in space. So he likes using his linebackers in space, which means it would behoove them to bring back Likely. But if not, we're going to go through a show too. We're going to look at what tight ends are available. Because if Likely is just too expensive, bro, I love Likely. I wish him success, but you can't hold up a team. You're not going to give him $20 million. You're not going to even give him $15 million right now.
No.
But if he said,
I think, Matt, Likely will do the right thing and the likely way of playing a Raven. I think he'll take that 15 was offered to him because we just signed Andrews back. So
right.
Like you said, he's not gonna get that $20 million. We gotta sign other players.
Somebody else gonna pay him though, man.
Yeah.
Every year, people will overpay for a guy. They don't care. Look at the Browns. Look at the and if I was in Moncton, I would grab a Likely. Moncton be one that will grab Likely, bring him in. Although they got Fan in Njoku, you bring in a Likely and a Fan, and that's going to benefit his offense.
Yeah,
knowing that he got a big target for a young quarterback.
Right.
You got Judy. You'll have Likely, Judy. Fanning and Njoku. He still got. All you got to do is draft another wide receiver in the second round.
Will have a play date with them. Look, what?
And he get his running back is coming. Was his Junkins? He'll be back. So hey, So with him, they're saying his strength is red zone creativity, his modern passing concepts, and adaptable to Lamar's skill set. So he's been studying Lamar and learning how to adapt to his skill set. That's one of his biggest claim to fame. You give him a quarterback, he don't try to make the quarterback fit his scheme. He builds a scheme around the quarterback on the fly if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said, and then the biggest question that somebody came in with, it hit me up earlier, was, can a young OC grow fast enough for Lamar's prime? Can he grow that?
They both young. They growing together. They
ain't young. They're only 29 years old. They're almost 30. They act like they're 12 years old.
What I'm saying, young as an age, but old as in playing wise, yeah. But my thing is, they young, they growing together, and that's what we need. Like I said, age don't define you who you are. You come in here, you do what you gotta do, you work hard, the results gonna be in. You know what I'm saying? It's not people going out here and get all these old coaches and all this and say they've been around the league. Okay, well, try somebody else that can still do it. Facts. A younger person that got his mindset on winning, and I guarantee you he'll be there in a few years, if not the first couple of years. Because look, like we're saying, look what McDonald did to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? We had him. He went, and what he at now? Going to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
we sitting at home.
Yeah, and we sitting at home.
Right. So
man, we got to give these coaches a chance. Don't put them down. Give them a chance coming in, and I think it's going to work out. The
man is a professional. We hired him to do a job. If he wasn't good enough, he wouldn't have got hired. That's what I look at.
That's it.
Every coach has to have their start. John Harbaugh had his start from special teams to head coach. 18 years later, he has a legacy. So I don't care. I don't care about stats. I don't care about how many years you've been in the game. I'm in the car business. I hear from them old heads all the time. I've been selling cars since Moby Dick was a guppy. I'm like, okay, great. Moby Dick was a guppy, but guess what? I'm Jaws.
Right.
Okay. I don't care about no Moby Dick. You were dealing with Moby Dicks. I'm a devourer. I'm a piranha. And I smell blood.
Right.
It's a time and a place. You have to have a good balance of seniority and new ideas if you want to be successful in the NFL. You
That's
just
it.
can't run. You just can't run
And a
strong.
game plan. And a game
Right.
plan. Because
Right.
you gotta have a game plan going into it. Because if your mindset is not on, what you need to accomplish, you're not gonna succeed out here. You're not gonna
Right.
succeed.
I'm 100%
You know?
with you. So they
Mm-hmm.
said also, our defensive back coach. We got a brand new defensive back coach, and I know why they brought him in. Mike Mickens. His
Mickens.
key, huh?
I love him.
Bro, they
Yes.
say his career background, he's proven defensive back developer. He
Mm-hmm.
develops D-backs. His job is to make sure your secondary players, whatever you give them, is going to produce. That's his job. He's known for his elite technique teaching.
We need that. We need all of that.
Coaching strength.
Yeah.
He masters press coverage fundamentals. He masters eye discipline and leverage. He masters ball skills. So he treats his cornerbacks like wide receivers.
Mm.
He also, his key pet peeve, if you want to piss him off, if you're not a physical tackling DB, he don't want you.
Wow. That says a lot right there.
That's what, bro.
That says a lot right there, man.
If you don't want to tackle, he don't want you.
He don't want you. So let's see how that's going to play out this year, because we missed a lot of tackles this year, lots of tackles. So
it's a reason why they went and got who they got, bro. And this guy has been sought after for years. He decided to leave Notre Dame and come down here for mentor. That tells a lot.
Yeah.
And I look at him as being honest, and I'm gonna be straight with you, and we're gonna say it right here on this podcast. He's gonna be your next defensive coordinator here. He's gonna start as D-back coach, and by next year, Mentor will be able to step back and allow this guy to do what he do.
I
This
think
will be
so.
his defense.
Yep. I think that's where it's going to hit to. Mm-hmm.
We've seen it with Leslie Frazier. We've seen that with Weaver. We've seen this with D'Amico Ryans. You give these guys an opportunity, they grow, and next thing you know, they right there. They said, and then this is what they said: the 3 reasons why he fits the Raven. Secondary depth has always been a Raven strength in the past. Secondly, allows flexibility in coverage package. And third, he reinforces the physical punch him in the mouth identity that Mentor reflects.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to punch you.
Man.
Now, this is what they say. The defensive DNA is still alive in Mentor. He says that he's going to run multiple fronts, physical tackling, gap discipline. Safeties will be used as weapons. Safeties will be used as weapons. Your Kyle Hamiltons, your Darius Washingtons, your Malachi Starks will be used as weapons. Linebacker philosophy. His linebacker philosophy is downhill, penetrate, and destroy aggression.
I think he's trying to bring back the old Ravens. What you say, man? Because it sounds
like we're gonna be the most penalized team in the league. They're gonna be like Ravens.
It sounds like we're gonna be some dogs that's gonna be be scrapping all day. Because I can't. Gotta be, man. Because man, wow.
Then they said downhill aggression, coverage versatility, smart blitzing, not forced.
We shouldn't have to. As long as our DBs got what they got, we shouldn't have had to force anything, because you're not going to be able to pass on us. So, and then we get our players back, like a Matt Bouquet or something. Come on, you ain't going to be able to run on this knee, but what you going to do?
Mickens and share these 2 traits. They believe that the Ravens will be elite in strength and conditioning. And they say they'll be built for late season warfare.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning is their key. The offensive line coaching change. They say their focus will be impact playing. Offensive line coach departures equals adjustment period. Ravens OL philosophy is unchanged. Power first, toughness, scheme assisted pass protection.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
the philosophy.
Mm.
And they
Man, let me
said
cut you off on 1 second. What,
yeah, you give
what, do
it
you,
to
what do
me.
you think about our players as far as them? We getting hurt so much. Man, I was thinking about we getting rid
Strength
of
and
all these
conditioning.
other. Yeah, right. But
Strength and
that's what I'm
conditioning.
saying. We need some hardcore strength and condition
They need some neck
people that's
bones.
going to help us. Yeah. I agree. Because man, all these injuries that we getting, come on
But we
now.
ain't don't. You know the funny thing across the NFL, injuries are up. I mean, it's not just in the Ravens. We've been lucky for years, but injuries have been crazy, bro. I mean, we watched one game and saw 11 players carted off the field.
What? Yeah.
Tampa Bay was hit with a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Every team is being hit. And is it a physical? Is it more physical now? But a lot of a lot of injuries come from exhaustion. If your
Yeah.
defense is on the field forever, man, look at those running plays that Henry do. Them chunk runs.
Yeah.
You get a
We need to
defense
get.
on the field for 5 minutes, man, you wearing them out.
Yeah. We need to get who's Henry guy, who we paying to keep him healthy throughout the year because man,
Them guys
he's
can't do
good.
that, man. Hey, look. Them
He's-
guys be sitting home eating pork and beans, watching Bugs Bunny Roadrunner. They ain't trying to work out like that, man. See, that man got a mission.
yeah.
Football pays him well, and he says the way you pay it back is like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis trained. He
Mhm.
ate right. He did what he had to do to keep
Right.
that body. As long as the body can provide for you, it's gonna be your meal ticket.
There you go.
It's gonna be your meal ticket.
Yep.
All right. Play like a Raven philosophy, Dice. We're gonna just talk about that. What does it mean? What does play like a Raven mean? I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to tell you what Mentor said.
In my book, playing like a Raven is just going out there and playing the game of football. I mean, doing
Right.
what we do as a Raven, meaning tackling, committing turnovers, getting with each other, protecting your brother, protecting your quarterback. That's playing like a Raven, going out there just doing what you do as a
Right.
player. What you came here to do to be.
Facts.
That's who I think you should we are as a Raven,
I'm with you
What's
in
your
that.
take on?
So, I can't, I'm cheated because I already looked at it. But, with me, I just look at it with the big three. Hit them hard, hit them fast, let them know you were there. That's what because most
Yeah,
of these,
I like that.
hit them
Good.
hard, hit them fast, and always let them know you there. Every play, you let them know we still here. We still here.
That sound like Ray.
Yeah.
That sound like a Ray
All right.
speech to me.
So this is what he says. What does play like a Raven mean? It's not a slogan. It's a code of life. He says defense, hit first. My defense finishes tackles. My defense confuses quarterbacks. My defense punishes their mistakes. That's what he said. He says
Mentor said that?
offense. Yes.
Wow.
His offense says control the clock. Physical run game. No finesse football in December. Lamar with structure and freedom to make changes. Culture. Next man up has returned. No excuses. Earn your snaps. Toughness is non-negotiable. And he says how this staff embodies it. We practice tempo is always upbeat and tough. Accountability, veteran leadership, situational mastery. You don't survive in Baltimore on talent alone. That's what he says.
Man, that's well said. If that's not a coach for you right there,
I'm ready to play football myself. I'm whip my pads
right.
up.
I'm ready to go there, suit you up, Matt.
You
How
can. He
that's gonna
said
look,
you
man.
cannot survive in Baltimore on talent alone.
No, not at all. It
That's
won't
why I
last
say
long.
this is a reset, man. It's more than it's not sharpening. I think he's resetting the culture of this team
Yeah,
because these
I
guys
think so
haven't
too.
heard that. We've been
Nah.
through so many coaches. The Ravens used to groom and develop players. Now we out there in free agency trying to pick other people's players because our players ain't up to par. That's never been the Ravens football.
It's never been when Ozzy was doing it.
We may bring in
It's
a
it's a
key piece
difference.
here or there, but we spend
Yeah,
more time bringing in other guys, signing them, and our guys, we let them go to other teams. And that got to stop.
you got to. You got to develop. You got to develop them because if you just bringing them here for one reason, just because off of their talent, what they did in college or what they did somewhere else, it's not gonna last.
Check
Bring
this
them
out.
in.
I would say this, Dice. If we kept Zadarius Smith and had Matt Judon on one side, how much different would our defense have been those years? Kept
Unstoppable.
kept Smith, kept Judon.
Unstoppable. Kept both of them. Those. Come on now, Matt. You. Their game speaks for itself.
And then you
Unstoppable.
would have had
When they
Matabike coming in, he would have gained his way. You would have had
what?
Jones in here. You have the top four man. Come on.
Man, we've been in that one and two defense for the rest of the remaining of the Ravens history
Right.
with them.
Right.
You know, ain't no going backwards. We going forward. We going to the Super Bowl every year. But that's that's unstoppable. What you talking about right there? So yeah,
So they say this. What to watch moving forward? Defense wise, they say we have to watch Matabike's health and his impact. Secondly, the interior depth. And third, the secondary versatility going forward with the defense. Got to look at the secondary's versatility, the interior line depth, and Matabike's health. That's important in the next couple of months. That's going to
yeah,
tell you if you're going to have to draft another big piece to replace Matabike. I would
right.
always say, you know, be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
If Peoples
Exactly.
can be the player he's supposed to be and get that time, I think he's going to be a key player. I think he got to go over your house and get something to eat and get a little bit bigger. But he reminds me of Buddy Lee, your boy Kelly Gregg.
Oh wow, that's another piece that who we missed, man. When he played, oh
He
my
was
goodness,
small, but he was in that nose tackle, and
man.
man, Kelly would get underneath you, boy.
Yeah,
Then
that's
second, they say
little goose right there.
then they said
Yeah.
on the offense, we got to keep our eye on Lamar's comfort in the new systems. Got to watch him in the new system, how comfortable he is, the run pass balance. We got to make sure, and then we got to make sure the offensive line is cohesive.
I think Mensa is coming in to push Lamar. I say that because, man, Lamar's skill game is already there. You know, just let him be him. You can't,
Right,
don't come in and try to change him, but just try to push him and tell him, go out there and just be you. Do your thing. Because
right.
when you do your thing, we got your back. We got your back.
I think he can benefit off of uh, quicker deliveries or quicker decision
Yes,
making. He holds
I
the
agree.
ball too long, and when you saw, and
Oh,
only reason the Baltimore fans was hollering about Tyler Huntley, Huntley came in and got rid of that ball. It was 3 seconds, and that ball was either in one, in two, or he was
mhm.
taken off. Where Lamar runs backwards, try to make a play, it works a lot of the time. But 9 out of 10, it leaves him in a dangerous place of getting injured. And
Mhm.
secondly, losing yards if you are tackled 10 to 15 yards. That 2 and 9 is now 3 and 29. So you
Right.
got to make better decisions on the ball. You got to temper yourself, say, okay, I got to live to do the next play. Because if the
Mhm.
throwaway a ball is not a loss, especially if
No.
you don't cost you. I'd rather be that 2 and 9 going to 3 and 9 than the 3 and 29 because you lost so many yards because you tried
Mhm.
to make a play that wasn't there.
Well,
And then
again, it comes down towards a point where though, what kind of quarterback do you want out of Lamar? Do you want him
right,
to be a passing quarterback? Do you want to be a running quarterback?
he's
Now,
not gonna run that much no more.
in, in his mind, he can't run no more because I mean he still got it, but he can't run no more because the offensive line was made him now towards the point where though he runs scarce. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
seen I seen when I
but
helped.
he hesitates though. It's his
Yeah.
fault a lot of time. He has a wide open window and he
Hmm.
hesitates.
Yeah,
And
but
you have to make a decision what you're going to
hmm
do because that hesitation will make you or break you, get you hurt. Whether it's the offensive line. So I think he has to get back in that comfort zone where in the NFL now, every quarterback runs. Every quarterback runs. You've seen it. I've seen it. You know, in the NFL, every quarterback runs now. I mean, Drake May. You start Stenham running. You see every quarterback. It's a part of the game now. Before, you could sit in the pocket. But right now, everybody runs the ball. I'm sorry.
Yep.
You see Drake May running. You'll see who we see. Those quarterbacks run the ball. And there's nothing there's nothing they can do about it but run. So you can't just sit back there and say, okay, I'm gonna sit here open the page. You have to create a play if a play's not there. You've seen a lot of quarterbacks do it in the playoffs. If a play's not there, let me move around a little bit to open it up, because either they're gonna get a pass interference, a holding, or something. But you gotta make the play, and if there's nothing there, live to fight another day. Throw the ball away, huddle the boys up, and come back next. They say and they said the front office philosophy going forward: draft the trenches, develop talent, defense always is prioritized. I'm with that to a degree. I'm with that. Yes, I believe in a strong defense, but we can't go back to the age where we're defense heavy and Lamar has no weapons or 1 and 2 weapons.
Right.
We still got to score in the offense. So I would say 65-35 or a 60-40 split. Defense got to have that 60 because you got to stop. But the 40%, if you give him 1 or 2 toys, Lamar, he good. You can be drafted a running back in the next draft or two, because Ali is not a starting running back. You know, Mitchell is a situational running back. You're going to need you get you a bigger running back. Because that's their style of football. If you're gearing yourself towards December and January, you're going to need a workhorse, Gus the Bus, Derrick Henry style running back. You're going to need them.
You're going to have to. Yeah. Not
that's the
way they've been right now. Yeah. They feed off of they feed off Big Henry when Gus was here too. They feed off of them. That makes them develop more. You know, when you got that,
and then it kills the clock.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can get 5 yards a carry, 4 yards a carry, that clock ticking away, and you up on somebody 21-10, and you running the ball, grinding timeout, they're gonna have to start using their timeouts. They're gonna have to start doing. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. So they said, I mean, what do you think about the front office philosophy? Draft the trenches, develop talent, defense is always prioritized.
I'm with you. What you were saying, you know, you don't want to, go back doing, in the mindset of what you say, the older players. What you say, Matt?
You can't keep living off of draft, signing free agents off the street. It's a reason why they're on the street.
Exactly.
Football is a young man sport. You're going to have that veteran leadership, but you always is next man up. And we have not been doing next man up in a while. No. Like Chatterbear Woozier, bringing in Lamar's boy from Green Bay. We bringing in players that don't fit the Ravens profile. You know, Ravens football is so tough, it make people have nervous breakdowns. Your man left here, got traded to the Eagles, and just said, I quit.
Unless you're a baller, when you come here, you've been balling, playing football, you're not gonna maintain here, because Ravens, that's all we play is hard-nosed football here. You know what I mean? So we can't just go get it, like you just saying, somebody off the street, bring them in here. That's gonna make us. That's gonna tear us down. That's gonna tear us down.
Facts. Now, here's a couple of rapid-fire questions. Somebody says, looking at our offensive coordinator, our high, what is your optimism versus your concern? I'd say, I could talk your optimism. My thing is, he's a first-year coach. Don't have unrealistic expectations on him, first and foremost. He's getting here. They got 17 games. The Ravens were good. If he makes them 4 games better, then it was a win. Yeah, you know, I'm not one of those people that's saying Super Bowl this year coming up. I would like to see it. Can it happen? Yes, it can. I'm not expecting McDonald's success this year because that's more luck. He had good health for his players, and the Seahawks had a softer schedule. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but see, and the thing is, we got a whole new structure here now. So
right, and it's new. That's the word.
Everything's new. Everything is a learning process. You know what I'm saying? So things ain't gonna happen overnight. It
Right.
ain't going. It takes time. Exactly.
You know,
So
Lamar's going to do what Lamar. If the defense is 10% better than it was last year, we're going to win some more games.
yep.
But I don't think it's going to be a
Hmm.
10%. I think when you got a dog at the helm and he's an alpha male and players like playing for him. You hear Derwin James talk about him. You hear Khalil Mack talk about him.
Hmm.
You know, you hear these guys talk, Devontae Adams. You know, guys that know him, know his style. When you hear those guys talk about him, that tell you something about the coach. If the
Hmm.
defense can finish, they finished at 30. If they finish at 15, was it a success?
Oh yeah. I
Because a
definitely was.
15th ranked defense can take you far than a 30. Because defense is middle in the pack. But I believe the Ravens have players and will draft. You know, you get your boy Buchanan come back. You
Hmm.
know, you saw under. Oh, let's talk about this. The linebacker coach Santucci. Santucci was requested by Harbaugh to come to New York, and the Ravens vetoed that. They like nada. You staying here.
Yeah, they stopped that on a
And
dime. Like you're
under
not getting
him,
him.
under him, they said he improved the games of Teddy Buchanan and Simpson. They said they
Hmm.
attributed him because he worked out with those boys, and Simpson looked good last year, filling in for Buchanan when he went out with that season ending injury.
Hmm. He
So
did.
if
He
you got
came
a
in.
lot, so you
Hmm.
got to so check this out. You got Mickens working on the corners, Santucci working on the linebackers, and you have your
Hmm.
D line coach working on the line. If they are just 15, top 10 defenses, we in playoffs again. We're looking at championship games again.
Matt, that mentality of these coaches right now, like I keep saying, they're young, they're hungry. We in that top three, top five defense again. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, I'll
They
say
they
top.
unstoppable,
No
man.
less than seven. No less than
No.
seven. But a seventh round. If you look at a seventh ranked uh, um, um, defensive union, meaning you'll be falling behind the Texans, the Niners. You're gonna fall probably behind, a couple of the Seahawks. If you're at five, you behind some great ones, and then you gonna have an influx of. I'm being honest with you, Dice. I'm looking at their linebacker draft this year. I'm just
Hmm.
got a sneaky feeling they going linebackers. You're gonna see a couple of linebackers come in here because it's gonna fit that kind of football, man.
I think so too. I think I've been saying this because especially in this draft class, ooh, they got some ones coming out now.
If you draft
That
two
linebacker
linebackers,
core, man, yeah, that
if you
linebacker core will
draft
be.
two linebackers this season, on
Mm,
top of you got Teddy, Roquan, and you throw two more linebackers out there. One's gonna play special teams. One's gonna be come on, pass rush. Because I
mm,
believe this, and this is what I believe. I believe we overuse Kyle Hamilton, where you should
right,
have a linebacker able to play that line the way he play, and you
right.
can deploy him to help Roquan in the middle of the field.
Kyle's a monster, but he shouldn't be able to be rotating like that when you need to put the right pieces in those positions.
Now,
That
what if
way,
right? If what's his
yeah,
name Simpson had it
Simpson.
developed where he could play the line like Kyle, how
Hmm.
much better would the team be?
What? A lot better.
Because he does have the speed. He has the
Hmm.
speed. We've seen him
Hmm.
chase a running back down, whatever. But I just don't think he was put in the right position to
Yeah,
make plays. Same
I
way with
agree.
Rokon. He was not in the right position.
Hmm.
Second, somebody says, what should our expectations be for Matta BK if he returns?
Well, if he's healthy,
Right,
if he's, we got to go back on the healthiness. If he's healthy at 100% coming back, then his expectation is to be who he is, Matt
right.
BK, meaning that big time run stopper, getting to the quarterback. Yeah, we expect that out of him. That's what he was. So, yeah, but if he's not, if he's half and half, you know what I'm saying, as in his health wise, you can't expect too much if he's not giving you as much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, we gotta get a full thorough medical history on him before he even touched that field. He got to go through a whole scan of his neck and see how good he is and how he's operating, because it's like I'm putting you out there. It's like setting us up for failure. If you're gonna put a hurt man out there, it's not fully completed, healed. That's a lot of players come back and they do that. They get off these Achilles injuries. They get off of these, what you call ACL injuries. They come back too fast, and then they right back out there again because they came back too fast and they hurting themselves. Not just hurting themselves, but they hurting the team as well. So on that note, when I say about Madubuike, if he's 100%, yeah, my expectation is to say to him, he needs to be himself, and if he's not himself, then he needs to sit down.
I got you. All right, the last question somebody says, is this a Super Bowl window year or a reset year? Explain. I'm never going to put
reset. I'm going to say reset year.
Yeah.
And
I'm not, because even McDonald had 1 year. I think it'd be unrealistic to say Super Bowl or bust year, because it's too much new.
Right.
It's too much new.
Yeah, it's too many. It's like too many moving parts coming in. You got UPS and you got FedEx coming. They all competing, but they don't got the game plan set up yet. And when they get that, that connection together,
right,
then you can say. So that's what I'm saying. It takes time. It's going to take a little bit of time, but if it's not this year, then I expect the second year to be better than what the first year is, and we keep climbing that ladder.
Right, because if you look at last year, we didn't even make the playoffs. So this year, I say we should be able to go deep into playoffs, at least to that championship game. But remember, everybody's getting better around you, so you just can't just say, "Oh, everybody's getting better." And Reggie Run 49 asked this question: do the Ravens win the AFC North under this coaching staff this year?
I say yes.
I say yes too.
I say yes, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Raven fan. I'm saying the core that they're trying to put together. I'm saying we've been in a slump for so long. I'm saying, we haven't been playing Ravens football, but with these coaches and their thoughts, what they bring into the game, and these players that wants these coaches to come in, and they voting for some of these coaches to come in, that give you that vulnerability right there. That give you that trust right there. That give you that say, okay, I want to go out here and play for this coach. I want to go out here and do my best now because we got a coach that's coming in and going to develop us and going to push us. Harbaugh, when Harbaugh was here, he got too relaxed, and I hate to say that he got too relaxed with the players. He wasn't pushing them. He started setting people down and not playing them. So I think he knew it was time. But
yeah, actually, if you go to YouTube, he did a interview or something where he said he felt the time was here. He felt his time was up. I mean, if he didn't know, he could have called me. I could have told him your time about up, bro. Yeah. You keep taking the girl to the prom, but she want to dance. You don't want to dance. Yeah. All right. Final thoughts. Okay. Our closing takeaway, and this is what Mentor and everybody else agree with the Ravens. The Ravens. This year, the Ravens don't abandon who they are. They're going to double down on it. If you're a running team, let's get the best players on the offensive line surrounding the run game, and let's go. Defense, lock down, hit hard, group tackle. Special teams, blocking, making plays on the ball, play smart. Ball control, ball handling. Make sure you're not fumbling. Above all things, I think the second year coming in, Wester is going to be a bigger return threat. I think so. Yeah. I think so. You're going to have it to the point where he ain't going to be able to return it because they're going to be kicking away from him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking about the kicking issue, I think they need to get away from that kickoff stuff, man. The way they line up, and I don't. It changed the game up so much now. Like, when we play stuff like that, things have changed, and I don't like how the game is being played.
They don't want the running at full force hitting each other. They say it causes more injuries than it does.
I get that, but you taking opportunity away from these players. You know what I mean? You bringing them in.
No. More kickoff touchdowns been scored in the last 2 years under the new rules than the past. It gives them that saving grace. Actually, you get 30 yards to make a play. Your line is closer, so it actually gives them a better chance. But what it does is most of the kickers are kicking it away from them or kicking it in
Yeah.
the backfield. So, but they said the first year implemented,
Hmm.
every team except for 3 had a kickoff return
Wow.
because they say your defense is already right there. Their defense got a little bit further to travel. If they missed that, they got a 20-yard window to make the play. Well, that guy gone. And we
Yeah.
saw it in the preseason when Wester had the ball. Every
Hmm.
man was a hat on the hat. Man, he squirmed between there, was running down the sideline. It's over. If he gets
Yeah.
behind you, your kicker's the only one back there.
Yeah.
So they
That's true.
say, and a lot of the players said, in the beginning they didn't like it, but now they said it's going to preserve our careers. We ain't running down there slapping at each other as much as we now. We can hit hard because the dude coming through
Hmm.
that thing, we right there. It's almost like you doing from the line of scrimmage as opposed to running all the way down the field at 20 miles per hour, running almost 50 yards. He said that, you got some people that play both sides like Malachi Starks. Then you got to get right
Hmm.
back out on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the game's going to evolve. As long as we ain't doing no flags, we good. That's why I
Right.
can't watch the All-Star game. I understand it's about safety, and it got to the point where it was wimpy football. But I'm not
Flag
watching.
football now.
Hey, I'm
Flag.
not. I'm not. No,
Come on, man. Again, what we used to watch when we used to watch it, and you changing the
they might as
game
well
up.
just play Madden.
Yeah, because you put them up there to okay, you make it to the All-Star game, and then you playing some touch
And then you
flag.
run and
Come
jump
on,
in some blocks
come on,
like you're a
man.
Nickelodeon.
You made it to the. You made it. You did all these stats throughout the whole year, and now you're gonna play some flag football.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Speaking about that, I think that game should be the last game after the Super Bowl is over with because why pit players that make it there and then they got to give up their positions or their spot because they make it to the playoffs or the Super Bowl.
But most of the players don't even
And
want to play in it because they don't get paid for it. And secondly, if they get hurt,
exactly. So that's my point. So that should be like the last game of the season because
well, actually, if he gets injured, he gonna miss the start of the season. Nobody really cared. It's great to be named to the Pro Bowl. Your name still goes name, but to play in that bowl is no reason whatsoever. And like Ray Lewis said, we played for the fun of, but it got to the point where, you know, why are we out here? We're not getting
hmm
paid for it. If we get an injury, it can end our career. And we had several major injuries at the last tackle game that got to the point where it's like, nah, it ain't even worth it. Because all the stars you want to play, they ain't gonna show up because they be like, yeah, if you get hurt on that game, your career could be over and you ain't making no money on it.
instantly, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
So
because you got a Miles Garrett hitting your quarterback, and now he's down. The last game of the season in February, OTA start in March. He won't be there.
he
Draft
won't
in
be there.
April, he won't be
Mm,
there. If
mm,
it's Achilles, he's done for the season. He may
mm.
come back around December.
Right.
And Joe
If
Burrow,
maybe.
he better not be on nobody's Pro Bowl. He stay injured. He need to drink some milk. He need some
He's just
milk.
injury prone, man. He just injury prone. Like he's a great quarterback, but he's an injury prone quarterback, man. He just
Because your boy be blocking for him. That's why.
oh
He
wow.
back on the right. He back at right tackle too. Orlando
Mm.
Brown Jr. Jr.
Yeah, Orlando Brown.
He was like, I want to be a left tackle. He went out there got a Super Bowl to left tackle, but they put his tail right back at the right side. We're gonna put you right where the Ravens say you should be, the right side.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. All
Wow.
right. The last thing, let me see. It says this. All right. So before everybody, if you haven't already done it, subscribe, like, and share. And as below is our mailing address. Send us your comments, questions, concerns. Challenge Rolling Dice. The man's a wealth of knowledge. Challenge him. Put him to the test. And in our next episode, Biden, we should have our defensive coordinator named, our defensive line coach. I'm watching that real heavy. Who these guys gonna be? Is he gonna pluck them from the college ranks? Is he gonna pull them from off a team that's still playing? You know, um, that's gonna be big. Because right now we ended with an 8-9 record. We got a brand new head coach, brand new OC. Matabike say he's doing good. And the new identity or the reformation of our identity is defense, discipline, and physicality.
Mm-hmm.
DDP. That's what it is. Our defense. Remember that dice. DDP.
DDP.
Defense, discipline, and physical.
That's right. DDP.
DDP. All right, Dice. You got anything to say before we get out of here?
Like my man Matt just said, subscribe, y'all. Tell your friends and family about us. Go on there, hit that like, subscribe button. Tell your friends and tell your coworkers, tell your sports and whoever just love us. Just come up there, support us, because guess what?
Definitely.
We'll support you.
Definitely. Definitely. And if all else is said, just like John Harbaugh, we out of here. Peace and blessings.
Peace.